Hey everyone, it's BDevine, and welcome to this flash reading for March. I was trying to get it all nice and set up. Hopefully, we're going to be able to see it. All right, so this is our flash reading. Let me just move this a slight bit up. There we go. Okie dokie. So, what we're going to do here is this is pile number 1. Okay, we have some Lenormand and we have an Ascended Master who may be watching over us. So my longer readings are on Patreon. So it's only $5 a month to join Patreon. You get tons of benefits with that. So number 1 and number 2, have a really good think. What is best going to show me what I need to know? I just want to show you this quickly as well. I've been making wands for our store. I'm keeping this one for myself. So this is selenite, of course, with copper and pieces of Auralite 23 wrapped in. And of course, I've made these. This is another one with lapis in it. And this one's actually a kit. I'll show you real quick. You get, it's an Archangel Michael kit, Psychic Abilities kit. So you get the Sage Palo Santo, a piece of agate, and a couple of pieces of blue quartz with the handmade wand there. So I was making these up, so I had them on my table. So there we go. Why not show you? Okay, so that's from Rockin' Gems, and all the links are below. Oh gosh, that's not going to sit now. All right, there we go. Okay, so we've had a good think about what we want to look at. So I'm going to start with number 1. I'm just going to put these crystals over here. Who's overseeing you for the month? The teacher, Mahakohan Rakogzi. Okay, so let me read to you a little bit about this Lord. Okay, it's obviously on the front of the book as well. So the teacher in you is coming forward. Okay. Teacher. Teacher in you is coming through. Mahakohan Rakogzi. So this is about learning and teaching, of course. You've learned a lot from your experiences and relationships. So let me just grab this card for you to have a look at. All right, so you've learned a lot about this. Your current situation is bringing you opportunities for spiritual growth and teaching you some important life lessons. Old patterns will drop away and be replaced by wonderful new experiences. So the person or situation is that you're asking about is bringing you important life lessons. Ask yourself, what's the blessing that this situation has brought to me? Your life purpose involves teaching on one level or another. It's also asking you to forgive a teacher from your past, and also that you are urged to teach others. Maybe this is something that you're going to focus on a little bit more. So Mahakohan Rakogzi, who's also known as Master Rakogzi or the Divine Director, is regarded as a great spiritual teacher whose students included Saint Germain. He's very involved with world government leaders, intuitively guiding them toward peaceful resolutions. Call upon him for help with historic learning, spiritual teaching, or efforts towards world peace. It definitely is what we need right now. Okay, so for number 1, this is your master teacher, your ascended master for the month of March, or whenever you, of course, you want to work with this energy. It's very, very, I can tell you from experience, working with this master is very inspiring, to say the least. So there's a lot of information that he gives you as you're moving along, and it's very, very peaceful, very, very to the point as well. Sometimes people don't like our lessons. Sometimes people don't like the messages that come through. You know, you can't make it fit everybody because not everybody is the same, of course. So this particular teacher teaches us to really follow our own truth in any situation, regardless of what that means for somebody else, as long as our heart is in the right place. That's really all that ever matters in any of your spiritual work. Okay, so let's have a look at your cards. I'm going to do it most likely in the pyramid spread. But I want to just make sure you guys are going to be able to see the cards. That's the main thing, because these are bigger. So they tend to take a little fiddling to get them to fit. And the final card at the top. Great. Okay, so we're going to do this shape. Let's have a look. I'm going to now take a seat so I can see the cards. Okie dokie. All right, so let's go from the bottom. That's how I always do it. Letter, key, and the garden. Okay, great news so far, number one. Remember, this is just a flash reading for March. Then you have the woman and the tower. Okay, can be interesting. Oops, about the way. And then we have the rider. Oh my goodness. Okay. So number one, you really are going to be receiving a lot of information in March, okay? There's a lot of information coming to you, all right? And it will make sense as the month goes along. Okay, so the letter in itself can also mean some kind of document or contract that you might need to sign. It may have something to do with work. It may have something to do, well, there's a lot of different cards and energy around this. So let me have a look first at, we want to put these two cards together, and also we will look at this. So definitely the information is coming from a woman, okay? And it's information that has an opening effect, or as the lock or the key is, it can lock it as well. So this information can close things down. So the letter, news, messages, documents, okay, important information that's coming forward, most likely from a woman, just because it's touching here. We want to always look at cards that are conjoining other cards, okay, because it makes a little bit of a difference. So it can talk about a active person, light, open to communication is this person, but it could be a document including contracts, like we said, certificates even. It could be even announcements that are coming from a woman to you. It could be an email, it could be a call, any kind of conversation. So if this was a negative kind of situation, then we would see negative cards, and you don't really have any at all, number one, for March. It's like, you know, there's a whole new energy going on for you. Sometimes this can also talk about if you're asking a question about wellness in your life or for yourself. This could be talking about getting information from a female therapist or doctor or counselor as well. And it seems like it's your information because it's sealed. It's not for everybody, right? So maybe if you've heard something on the grapevine or whatever, it's not for anybody else, it's for you. Okay, now the energy of the key being right next door, as we said, is opening or closing. So perhaps the information that you get from this lady closes something, right? Or brings a brand new beginning, or brings a brand new opening. Now, I would say whatever the energy is for you, it's very positive because of all of your cards reflecting that as well. So the key can be a way out of a situation or a solution as well. The right choice being made for you. Maybe you're asking a lot of questions in your life and there's a revelation here as well. And sometimes this can represent a person with a very, very analytical mind. Someone also with self-confidence can come up here. Maybe it's this lady. If this was talking about a relationship, it can talk about a favorable course of action, and a transition into a new level can also come up here. So this is very good for potentials, new beginnings, new starts, etc. And it feels like this energy is focusing to the first card. So this letter is the very thing that you need. It's something that you know, you may have heard from, might have known this person from the past, but the letter sets you free. The information sets you free, regardless of how that comes in. So the next is really snow. It's actually rain snowing outside. All right. So the next card is the garden. Sometimes this is called the park in some cases. So this talks about holidays, activities, society in general as well. So social ties, connections. This may be someone that you know whose social ties and connections are super important. It refers to activities that you may be doing, more than likely outside of the house, of course. It can also mean media, public opinion on something as well. Getting pleasure from activities, having fun. Success in creative projects or social projects, so things that involve a lot of people. So sometimes it can mean in a negative aspect that there's an unreasonable situation going on. In this case, it may involve the media because of the tower, so it's an institution. In this case, it may involve the government, perhaps. Wherever you are, there's something going on that is unreasonable, okay? So it also can talk about emotional fulfillment, and it can talk about expansion of business. Maybe this is some information that you hear. Professional networks. It's also a card of a lot of action. Okay, so you're going to be busy in March, which is great. You know, we want to keep busy and then everything flows very quickly. All right, so far the baseline is very strong. Then we have this woman and the tower. Okay, so we have this woman and the tower. Very interesting. Now, the woman could be talking about you if you are female, or it could be talking about your lover or friend or sister or someone in your family, whoever it is connected to you in some way. The first person that you think of is always correct. Okay, so this is someone important to you. All right, there's nothing negative around here. This is not someone who's generally a negative person. It would only mean negative things if there were a lot to back that up. So this person is soft and gentle usually, knows how to create a happy home, or is very good at counseling, is very good at therapy, maybe very spiritual as well. A caring person all around. This person, remember, is giving you some information. Okay, this person is helping you in some way by the looks of it. It means that there are changes because of the key. There are changes that are happening that really require trusting your own intuition, being very flexible as well as you're going along. Okay, so this is really about a female personality, all right, and femininity. This female may be involved with work as well, because we have, or school, a community, because we have the garden. They could be involved with the media, but it more than likely is someone that you are closely connected with in one way or another. And so it shows the tower, and we know by now the tower is not that, it's more about protection than anything else. It's about institutions, it's about stability, but there can be some negative aspects to the tower. Only a few. It is kind of a neutral card. It does talk to a person of status, or a position in society, or a public person. So this could also be what this female is. So even though we said that it's more of a caretaker, because it's connected with, it's a female in authority, or a female boss, or a female in the media even. Someone is bringing a message, and maybe this is to all of us. So it does indicate a stable income if you were thinking about money. If you were thinking about people in general, then it's a person that you know or someone that you're aware of that is in a person of status. It can also talk about health as well, and understanding your spirituality a little bit more too. So because there's a lot of positive around it, I would say this is more of a freedom kind of energy. And finally, number 1, you have the rider. The rider always brings messages as well. The rider, the female, the letter. It's all going together. You're going to hear some information that is going to be helpful. There could be news, movement, and it can talk about important news here as well. All right. In a relationship, it could also mean about meeting with someone who can bring some more information. It can mean a new love or a new level of love in an existing relationship. It can talk about negotiations and business travel, connections, etc. It also it speeds up the events. So if there's someone that's been unwell, this brings a recovery energy. So that's really good as well. Yeah, definitely someone is coming forward with news. This particular card, the rider, the male, is usually a guy that's giving it to you. It could have something to do with government, bureaucracy, work on some level, study, something of importance. Okay, and it's an unlocking. So it is bringing in a freedom energy. It has something to do with this woman. Maybe she's helping the situation, because I'm not seeing this as a bad card. And maybe your intuition is telling you something as well. But overall, number 1, you have the teaching energy with you. And remember that your teaching energy was talking about helping, the world. Okay, this is important with every nutty thing that's happening right now. This is talking about helping the world. So we want to bring peace. I don't think anybody wants all this division. At least nobody I know does. Okay. All right, so number 1 for March, be prepared. A lot of information, a lot of news coming forward, a lot of freedom energy, new directions, creative energy around you, unlocking of information, and also locking away things you no longer need, and a steady sort of flow coming into you. So by the end of March, you will have unlocked the next phase of your life. You will have unlocked this. And you're going to feel a little bit more capable or able to be out there doing more things as well by the end of March, which is really good. Okay, so if you're still watching number 2, I'm just about to pull all that out now. That's an amazing reading for number 1. And I will be talking or making a video about all my different services as well. So a couple of people have asked me that now. I'm like, okay, I'm going to make a video about my services. Whoops, where did I put these now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the first 6. I stuck them straight on the top of the pile. All right. So, number 2. Here we go. All right. And hopefully this is finding you happy and well. The first card here is going to be a master, ascended master, that is working with you in March or anytime you want. And we have the Celtic god Lush. Okay. So Lush brings persistence and the energy of the sun. And look at both of these cards, okay? So number 1 had the teaching card, but look at the third eye. Bang. There's your intuition, okay? There's your connection. This is very connected, and I'm very connected to this one as well. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to read to you a little bit about Lush. Where is he? Where is he? Lush, persistence, keep going. Some people pronounce it Lu. All right, and I just wanted to show you my Auralite wand, selenites, and this one is good for your third eye, since the third eye keeps coming up in the cards. All right. So Lugh is a Celtic sun god of harvest time. His name means the shining one. His festival, called Lugnasa, is celebrated worldwide at the end of every summer. So legend says that Lugh was renowned as a master of many crafts, including art, poetry, and healing. Call upon him to help with mastering anything that you're learning, as well as enjoying bountiful harvests of abundance. So, overcome procrastination tendencies, take action today, stick to your priorities and promises, chip away at your dreams and desires with daily action. Steps: stay positive and visualize your dreams as already manifested, and commit to your dreams for the long haul. Okay, so you're almost there. I love this. The shining one. Lugh is also very good at helping you with your healing work as well, and can actually create for you your own energy type of elixirs that he can pour through your energy field. Fantastic. So both number 1 and number 2 have powerful teachers, harvests and abundance coming, and also to remember exactly who you really are. All right. Okay. Now we get on to the fairy cards. Fairy Lenormand. Lenormand is no bones about it. It's going to tell you exactly how it is. So does the astrology cards. Really sort of give it to you. All right, let's go. So I'm going to do a pyramid spread. So we'll have a look how that looks. And oh, I need one more card for the top. All right, everybody, are we ready? Okay, you chose number 2. Let's go. We have the mountain. Oh, the love. Okay. The heart, that is. And we have the loyalty of the dog. It's interesting. We have the man. So in number 1, the woman was here. It's interesting as well. The mice. Number 2. Some things eating away at you. And the snake. Unfortunately, snake. It's not that bad though, because there's not much, there's nothing really negative in this spread. The mice are a little bit annoying, but other than that, there's nothing really negative here. So I will help you with this, all right? We're going to start at the bottom, and we start off with the mountain. Now, the mountain card can be actually meaning quite a few different things. So basically, the mountain is something that you feel that it's going to take you a long time to get past. You feel delay, you feel isolated, you feel like there's obstacles, and possibly coming from this man, or you feel like there's an obstacle within a relationship. Okay, so we'll explain as we're going along. So the mountain card can represent the presence also of a barrier on the way to a desired outcome. So this could be a person that's blocking your way, blocking your relationship. Could be this male. It could be unforeseen events, just additional work. You know, you're just busy and this is slowing things up. Obstacles may ultimately prove to be valuable lessons though. So in the workplace, the mountain can mean problems. It can mean losses as well, or a lot of work piled on your shoulders. In health, it can mean that things are going to remain the same, or that there's some kind of treatment that hasn't been working, perhaps from this male. Or maybe you've been influenced by this male and it's caused a problem in a friendship or a deep relationship. So you got to be careful of that stuff, people interfering in situations. Sometimes there's just frustration, and maybe that's just how you're feeling, just super frustrated. Everything feels difficult at the moment. I know the Schumann resonance of the earth is just spiking all the time, which can really make you feel off balance, right, as well. So grounding is going to be super important. So the mountain means expectations that you have are going to be a little bit difficult to get around. Doesn't mean that you're not going to be able to do it. It does mean that probably towards the last week of March is when things will be coming together for you. Now the mountain is next to the card of the heart, all right? And we know that the heart is obviously about love, right? And loving situations. It can be friendship, it can be harmony, and happiness and support. So we'll break that down a little bit. The mountain is a barrier perhaps that you see that may not even be real, but a wall that you've placed upon yourself to protect yourself. But it was a loving and true situation. So maybe this is an unnecessary barrier that you put up, or maybe not saying that this card is completely bad, but maybe this person here, since it's touching this card, maybe this person influenced you to put up a barrier that didn't need to be there. Maybe you're kind of regretting a decision that you've recently made, all right? Because looks like whoever this person is, they were loyal to you. You may have misjudged a situation here too quickly. But the heart indicates happiness and comfort and harmonious, loving relationships. That's what I'm saying. Like someone has placed this barrier there. It hasn't even been real. So it may be causing you a lot of stress as well. So the heart reveals a caring person. And this is you also. You are a caring person. You know how to give things from the heart. You have a lot of personality as well. And you really appreciate beautiful things in life. So this talks about a relationship for some people, harmony in a relationship. However, you've got to watch for this blockage. Something or someone has gotten in the way of a harmonious situation. Now that you know this, okay, because this is the snake. Whoever this person is a male. They're a snake in the situation. They've caused this wall, this unnecessary barrier. And you know who that is, okay? It's not something that you cannot overcome though, because it is actually quite healing with the snake being there. It's very, very healing whatever's happened. However, it's caused you a stressful situation that you don't need, you didn't need to have. It's silly. But anyway, it's happened. Everything happens for a reason. So, this can mean the breakdown of a relationship and, feeling difficulty because of it. And, as I said before, the problem is that it wasn't even a real situation. However, it's not that bad. It's not something that is forever out of your way. The mountain always talks about a way around everything, okay? But you have to admit to yourself where you may have been influenced, or someone's opinion weighed heavily on you, and you let it affect your judgment perhaps. This may make sense to some people. But then you have these two next to each other. So these two, these two, these two, these two, these two. See how many combinations there are? These two, this one, and this one. It's like so many combinations. So this is the loyalty. This is what gets to me, because this person was loyal to you. Okay, this gets me. This person was being loyal to you. However, you have put up this barrier because of this snake here, a male. Anyway, this is the loyalty card. It can also mean some other things. So the dog coming up in the reading is kindness and trust and partnership. This is a loving partnership, a loving friendship. So it talks about confidence. It talks about support. And, you know, the desire to really please somebody with all of your heart. You shouldn't be afraid to ask for help when this comes up, because if there's something wrong with your health or different responsibilities that you have, you may need to delegate, or maybe you can trust this person to help you. And also that you can trust your instincts. However, perhaps a friendship has been tested. So he is, in this instance, around, I would say, one positive card and one kind of neutral card. So, you know, this could also be that this is what sort of reflects this energy here as being insincere. Whoever this man is insincere, right? So it you know, it sort of has blocked this blossoming friendship. Doesn't mean you can't get out of it though, all right? So we see him sitting here, and the poor guy's been given a bad rap. So one person in your life may have negatively influenced a situation that didn't need to happen, okay? But in another instance could be helping you to also unravel things as well. The man is usually just a male in the reading, you know, or someone that you know. But in this case, as I explained, it is conjuncting, you know, right next to a snake and a mountain, which is an enemy. It is a barrier. It is a problem, and it is a male that has caused it. I have to stick with my own instincts as well. And so this has caused unnecessary stress for you, whatever this situation is. This is what you've been feeling. Overall, you know, the reading for you today, overall, is about being aware of, you know, the insecurities that may still be working. You may still be working on some things, right? And we can be easily influenced when, you know, we are feeling weaker, right? Or there's been some kind of negative situation around us, or we've been in a group of a lot of people. So sometimes, you know, if we're in a group of people, if my husband is playing in a gig or something, and there's all these people at the club that, you know, we don't know, you know, I have to make sure I've triple protected myself before I go in there. Otherwise, you just kind of like really, everything sort of attaches to you, right? So perhaps there was a social situation that went on where, you know, for you, this is number 2. Maybe there was some kind of situation that was different that went on. You were in a vulnerable position, and, you know, you started overthinking or overanalyzing a situation, and it became way bigger than it probably wasn't even anything in the beginning, but it became into a big problem. So with the mice, okay, you know, mice are, you know, very intelligent, of course, but it indicates in a health position that there's been a lot of stress for you. Now, being aware of things, it also shows healing with the snake, even though the snake is like, wow, backstab. But even with the snake being here, it does show that this is overseeing your reading. There's healing here. There's a transformation that's happening or needed to occur. Now, the mice is talking about making sure that you are avoiding any further losses. You know, if you've been influenced by somebody, or somebody put an idea in your head, or, you know, you just started overthinking something, then we can make bad decisions, you know, because we're really not thinking clearly, are we? If our energy is all over the place, we're not thinking clearly. So, and there can be problems with the mice card, but it's also an opportunity, you know, to take action as well. It's an opportunity to clear yourself. It's an opportunity to forgive any past energy here. And remember to always trust in your instincts. You know, every time that I have not listened to my intuition, I've been, you know, it's been right, and I've been like, oh my God, here we go, you know, and I just didn't listen, you know, because my energy is super trusting. Like, I trust everybody. You get full trust from me right from the get-go. And it doesn't even matter how many times, you know, someone, you know, is betray you or stab me in the back or whatever they do, whatever. There's still just ultimate trust from me. I believe the best in everybody. I don't believe the worst in everybody. And I know there are a lot of people out there that will like just think the worst until they see something different, right? I've just never been that way, which has got me in a lot of trouble, right? And this may be you as well. You may trust people too much, all right? And maybe you're not listening to yourself. And this message is telling you really that once again, you should have been listening to yourself, and your instincts were telling you all along. And maybe your body was fighting it or whatever, but you know, you wanted something to be a certain way, and it's kind of like you got it as well. So the other energy here is that, and we talk about the snake. The snake here, sorry to say, has influenced a situation in your life, and it has been a male that has been the influencer in one way or another in your life, okay? However, from this situation, as you can see, with this gorgeous, I mean, they made the snake card look absolutely gorgeous. As you can see, it's very healing and transforming as well. So this fairy is looking at the snake and helping the snake to heal after a time where the snake also knows that they've done wrong too. This snake knows that they may have led you in the wrong direction. And in this case, it could also be family. Sometimes the mice are a family, or maybe there's a male in the family that caused trouble for you. Maybe it's caused an issue in a relationship that was getting somewhere. And I have to say that this person that you know, created a barrier with was absolutely loyal to you. The loyalty is right there. The person has no idea what your, you know, they have no idea what your problem is. And of course, this has come because of someone else's influence. So for March, be aware of anything new that occurs in your life, or anyone new that's coming in. They don't really know you very well, but maybe they're coming in with a whole lot of talk, maybe, and perhaps it's confusing. So just be aware of this. Really trust your instincts. Number 2, trust that you hold yourself in high integrity, that you have very strong intuition, that when something doesn't feel right, you know, you need to listen to that, okay? But also that you're mostly really in tune with yourself. And one thing that we've been learning here this whole time is how to empower yourself. Because your energy will leak, you know, it just leaks out when there's all these other situations that you're concerned about. It's like all this energy leaks away from you. You're left with, you know, hardly anything in the tank, and then you're trying to make decisions. And that's when we go wrong. So for March, number 2, I know it seems like this is all, you know, happening. It's keeping you aware. If this hasn't happened yet, be aware of someone, a male, who may try to influence your situation over a relationship that was very loyal and strong. Okay? There's been, there's a need to point it out, that there's a situation that you can avoid if this hasn't already happened. If it has happened, that you're learning from it as well. This is not a bad reading. This is not really, really dark. There's a lot more that could come out of it if there was, you know, really, really bad information here. But it's more about your awareness. Your ability to get through, your ability to move past changes, your ability to create the future that you want, but also to be aware when people are trying to influence you when you know something to be true, and then suddenly you're going to change your mind. That doesn't sound like the right thing. So just be really, really open to this. Of course, the energy changes as soon as you see this. The energy can change, because you'll go, okay, that locks into something, or okay, that hasn't happened yet. If it hasn't happened yet, you're going to be able to avoid it, which is fantastic. It's not like it's a very, very bad thing. It could just mean that you will lose, if you do listen to this male influence, that you can lose a really good friend in your life because of it. Because look at those two cards. These cards don't lie. This person, this relationship, this friendship, this connection was and is very loyal to you. But you don't want this person to put a barrier in front of it or make stressful situation that doesn't need to be there. Okay? I hope that answers some questions that you guys may have. I try to cover relationships, friendships, life, work, in general, everything I can think of, because of course, you know, this is for so many people that are listening. And I do want to make a video, like I was saying before, about all of my services, etc., which will be coming up soon, just to really explain some of the readings that I offer, and, you know, my healing services and therapies as well. Which, you know, if you put the effort in and you do the work, which is paramount to anybody's healing, you will just change. You know, everything will change, everything will lift for you. And I will help you in every way that I possibly can to get there. Again, ultimately, it's always up to your choice on how you see things as well. Okie dokie. Hopefully this is finding you happy and well. We will do more readings as the month goes by. Remember, for number 2, you have the teaching energy here, which makes sense. Okay. And so does number 1. The teaching energy is right there. Stay strong inside of yourself. Do all your grounding work. Do all of your saging work. Write down in your journal. Keep your energy very, very strong. Okay. New courses in healing are coming up. I'll be announcing those in the next couple of weeks. As soon as it's up and ready to go and it's all been locked and loaded. And you'll be able to learn some healing techniques really, really easily and fun. And I look forward to seeing you guys on social media at Divine Miracles. And until the next time, lots of love, many blessings, and bye for now. Bye, everyone.